The WarioWare series is finally back, this time on the Nintendo Switch. Nintendo recently released a demo for it, and after playing it, I think this game should be on your radar on must-get games for the Switch. I will give you a little background on what the WarioWare series is all about, as well as some reasons why you should potentially get this game. Also, no garlic needed. Let's get to it. I've been a big fan of the WarioWare series since its initial release, way back on the Game Boy Advance in 2003. God, I'm old.
Wah!
It's seen a release in just about every console handheld that Nintendo has produced since. Every game acts as a series of collections of mini-games called microgames. Sometimes they have you pulling hair out of the armpits of men, picking a nose, or even doing something in another Nintendo game. They are very frantic, as you usually only have a few seconds, and somehow have to figure out how to complete each microgame. They often don't tell you actually how to do it, you pretty much have to think fast and figure it out. Thankfully, the controls for these games are pretty simple, usually involving the thumbstick or D-pad and a button or two. The more you complete in a session, the faster and more frantic it gets. There's usually lots of themed microgames to unlock as you play, and that's the basic gist of a WarioWare game. But what usually happens in every release since the first is there's an overall theme to a game. In the past, there has been motion controls as a theme, using a touchscreen, or even creating your own game as a theme for the microgames. This game's theme, WarioWare, is all about getting together and completing these microgames, and that's done via two ways, or at least what we can judge by the demo and trailers. The first way is the fact that every character has a different mechanic to them, as well as a different play style. Wario, for example, has a jetpack that allows him to fly around and charge in a direction when pressing the A button. Other characters like Cricket allow you to jump really high when pressing the A button, and Kat and Anna constantly jump without input and can only shoot in one direction when pressing the A button. There's lots of other characters in this game, and you'll have to learn each character and complete minigames while using their powers effectively. Certain minigames will be easier for some characters, while for others it'll be harder. Regardless, you'll have to use everyone eventually, at least in the single player mode. The second part of the Get It Together theme is the fact that multiplayer, which has been used for some minigames in the past, seems prevalent throughout this title. Each player selects a character, and together you try to complete the microgames as fast as you can. This presents a bunch of new advantages as well as challenges, as together you have to use each character's powers to complete these games. Heavy multiplayer support is something I longed wished for the WarioWare series, and it seems like the majority of this game will be playable in multiplayer. So why should you get this game? Why should this be on your radar? I've been a big fan of the franticness of these games for a long time. They are zany and hilarious. But one thing I've somewhat struggled with personally is sometimes you can blow through these games a bit fast. The inclusion of each character having their own mechanics and abilities effectively multiplies the number of microgames, as now there are multiple ways to play them. This really ups the potential of the replayability of this game. In the demo here, you have to select the characters you want to play as, so you're destined to play multiple times to find out what set of characters works best for you. There's around 6 or so in the demo, and they all have their different ways at each microgame. But the biggest thing, the biggest game changer, is the multiplayer. And yes, like I said, multiplayer has had a small impact on previous games. But this time, it's the main focus. And while you can play this game completely in solo, the multiplayer has a big impact, a big potential impact of this game. And while the game does support online, I'm hoping for the online play with all the microgames. Nintendo hasn't completely confirmed this yet, but fingers are crossed. This seems destined to be one of the better multiplayer games, as you can play with up to 4 people on the console, all trying their frantic best to complete these microgames. WarioWare has always been fun, but now really being able to share it with multiple people at the same time is really exciting to me. I can see it now. The fights, the laughs, I can't wait. WarioWare Get It Together will have over 200 microgames, so it seems like this will be a pretty packed collection. I say try the demo, it's pretty good and has local multiplayer. You can see my gameplay of it in this video here, and if you like it, if it seems enticing to you, give it a go. It's worth your time. I'm thinking it potentially might be one of the better WarioWare titles in the series when it gets released in September. But that's all I have for today. Let me know if you're going to be getting the game. Thinking about doing some multiplayer sessions over in the Discord. One thing I forgot to mention too that I appreciate is this is priced a little bit lower than normal Nintendo Switch releases, being priced at $49.99 in the States. And while that's not a huge difference, I do appreciate that, and I hope that Nintendo considers that for more future releases. But anyway, let me know in the comments down below if you're getting the game or not getting the game. If you liked this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. It helps out this video, helps out the channel. If you're not a subscriber, consider subscribing. I do a bunch of videos each and every week. A bunch of Nintendo Switch stuff as well as some retro stuff and other games. And make sure to click that notification bell so you never miss any upload. And as always, at the end of the video, I like to give a shout out to the Kaiju Club Patreons. These people you see on screen, they help to finance every video on this channel, help to bring new equipment as well as new games. If you wish to become a Kaiju Club Patreon, and Patreon membership starts at only $1, please check out the link on the screen right now or in the description box down below. But guys, as always, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Have a wonderful day. And I will catch you next time.